Hey, everybody. Welcome to the studios of Grand Forks Best Source. My name is John Roberts. Here we go. You hear the music. One of my favorite times of the month. We do this pretty much every month, and it is time for our Home of Economy podcast. Oh, yeah. That's even worth the applause. Scott Pearson in the studio with me today. How are you today, man?
Awesome. How are you?
I'm doing good. We were kind of talking a little bit before we went on here about, I know last week we had some issues. We were going to go on last week. We decided to do it this week, but up at the lake, you got to go up to the lake for the weekend. And this is the time, especially when you're at the lake. A lot of people, I think, aren't quite wired, maybe like you and I are, but this is the time when you think people are going to be at the lake. A lot of people are thinking summer, and tubing and all that. I think we're a little different. This is a beautiful time to be up at the lake, isn't it?
It's the best time of year. It's tragic, that so many people end their summer at Labor Day.
I mean, now it's like the best fishing. I think it's the most peaceful probably time on the water. But and you get to see the wildlife, especially up where you're at. That's pretty cool. Lots of things happening at Home of Economy. Boy, I tell you what, the beet harvest just wrapping up. I'm sure it was crazy busy in there. I know everybody, every kind of business that has anything to do with farming, I know this is the time of the year where they are busy, but also, and you've probably noticed in the mail, you've got the Home of Economy Top Brands Only Winter Catalog. I know it got sent to my house. We've got a couple of flyers here we're going to go through, and let's start first with the oil flyer that is now in all of your stores. Let's talk a little bit about this. You guys, there's certain things, and you kind of cater to the stores for what they do and what their area is and their location. Something like this, so you guys are going to run a sale like this in all your stores. Is that right?
Well, yeah. We developed the oil flyer for the stores that are in the oil drilling markets, and but there's a lot of good stuff in there for everyone. Mm-hmm. So it sort of occurred to us that why are we limiting this? People in Grand Forks might want to know that they could buy FR, flame-resistant clothing, and there's a lot of just items that you wouldn't generally think were specifically oil-related.
Right. And when you talk about, like me, when I talk about oil-related, I'm not thinking oil field-related. Now, right now, the first thing that comes to my mind is all the equipment that I've been using all summer long and this fall, especially farmers. Time to change all of that stuff. Get ready for the next season, the off season. So I kind of think about that a little bit different too, but it doesn't matter. Either or, Home of Economy's got you covered.
Yeah.
84th anniversary? That were 84 years, is that right? Or is that?
Yeah. Well, this is the start of our 84th year.
Wow. That is incredible. How many businesses do you know? Because Home of Economy is not a small business. But it's not a chain. It's not a national, huge, 84 years, you don't see a lot of businesses make it that long. That tells you something, doesn't it?
Yeah, very few. And we're still growing, and, so we're quite happy with how things are going for us.
84th anniversary sale. Let's talk a little bit about it right now. Men's flannel shirts from Wrangler. Big savings, thin pile deerskin lined gloves, probably my favorite gloves because you can actually still do things wearing these gloves. You got your DeWalt brushless blower kits, your Milwaukee grinders. Another thing that this time of the year, you got your brake clean, your CRC brake clean, you got your Harvest King motor treatment, your jump starters, all the things that are perfect for winter on the front page there. You look at the back page, and this is kind of the stuff we were talking about, too, before we went on. Halo, you got 10% off all. You can see the pizza oven up there. Bully Brew coffee, good stuff. Fajitas, you got the seasoning mix. You've got all your deer attractants and minerals. You've got your cast iron fajita set. You got the automated pet feeder. This 84th anniversary flyer pretty much covers a little bit of every single thing in your store, doesn't it? Because
I guess that's why
we're all over the map here.
Well, we didn't mention furniture. But, we got the Amish furniture there, so that's not in this flyer.
Yeah, it's funny because I was listening to a couple of fellas talk about flank steak, and you do a lot of cooking, and flank steak it's actually really delicious, but it used to be thought of as kind of like the junk meat. And then this one guy goes, yeah, you see the price on flank steak now? It's all because somebody invented the damn fajita.
That's exactly right.
I never looked at it that way, but he is probably right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know, I mean, a lot of our favorite cuts, the brisket used to go into the hamburger. You know, well, round steak is still, you know, kind of your lowest price cut, and that's the best one for jerky. And
Yeah.
now the price of that's come up.
My wife does actually. She got the recipe from Paul, the producer's dad. It's like a peanut butter curry flank steak, and boy, is it delicious. Slice it paper thin.
Yep.
Good stuff. That's how I know now that flank steak isn't just the junk steak, the junk meat anymore, going into a stew or something, you know, or a fajita. But it doesn't matter because pretty much everything you need to cook anything to make it taste good, you guys have got that covered too.
Yeah.
Handbill, got your, when we're looking at this 84th anniversary pamphlet here, not everything is on there. Now is the time, too, when the dogs and the cats and the animals aren't outside as much. You guys have got the dog toys and all of that kind of stuff to kind of keep them busy so they're not eating your couch and things like that. Extension cords. This is another time of the year. You know, some people still have like the small electric snow blowers. You're always plugging your cars in. You're hooking up your battery chargers. Probably need extension cords more now and in the winter than any other time of the year. And you guys have got a huge selection.
We do. And what are they? 25% off.
Yeah. That's something. And $25 off the Durastart Jump Starter 2. Another thing, I finally got a new one last year for Christmas, but I'd wanted one forever. And it's good to always have these kind of things. There's nothing worse than getting up to go to work in the morning and your car won't start and you got to call somebody else to come and give you a jump. When you've got a jump starter, you hook it up and you're good to go.
Yep. Yeah, we've got that. We've also got the cordless inflator, which is a nice piece to carry in your trunk for in case of a flat tire for you or someone else. So there's a lot of good stuff in here.
The Milwaukee spooky savings sale going on till the end of the month. Boy, I tell you what, you've got some great deals here too. $10 off Milwaukee workwear, $5 off Milwaukee hats, the $5 off the Milwaukee tumblers. The hand tools are all off. The rotary hammer, $50 off. The 16-inch chainsaw kit, $50 off. You got the impact wrench with friction fitting kit. That's the half-inch high torque, $140 off. These are incredible savings, man. I mean, in a lot of people, they might not shop for this, and there's people that are going, oh, okay. But the people that use these tools are going to go, wow, that's a heck of a savings.
Well, yeah, it's a huge savings. We've been able to squeeze some of the suppliers and take advantage of some things that they're doing. But some of these tools, they're so far beyond what was available even a few years ago.
Oh gosh, I know.
Performance and ease. I've got all my old tools and they still work, and I sort of hate to upgrade, but when I do, I'm so glad.
Yeah, you're like me. Do you like to not throw things away and hold on to things, even though you might?
Yeah, I can't throw anything away that still works.
I know. I just went through my garage for the first time in 17 years. And I had, you know how hard it is to throw away like light switches and sockets and plug-ins and all that kind of stuff that are still in the wrapper. And it's like, well, I'm never going to use them. Oh, well,
give them to me.
Well, now they're in the junkyard somewhere. But I ended up, I'm just one of those guys too, Scott. I can't throw anything away. I want to look at the Hunt and Save sale. This is one thing I really, really like about Home of Economy because I do consider myself an outdoorsy kind of guy. I like to hunt and I like to fish. And I'm looking right off the bat here of your tree stands, your deer stands, whether it be the chair stands, ladder stands, the climbing rails with the grip sticks, your game carts, all of this stuff. You go look at tree stands. I mean, right off the bat here, I'm looking at an 18-foot two-man ladder stand, and this thing is like $100 off the regular price. But Hunt and Save sale is absolutely right. The stands they make now too, these ladder stands, you can't beat them. They're safe if you know how to put them up right, and they're not that hard to do. But it's been a game changer for deer hunting.
Yeah.
Do you hunt at all? Deer hunt?
I haven't for several years now.
Another thing too that is getting very, very popular now are the blinds. They pop up in about 10 seconds. More and more of the guys I know that I hunt with, especially the guys that are getting a little older, maybe not trust themselves so much climbing up into a tree. But these blinds have also been a game changer. It's funny how you can pop this thing up right right next to a deer trail, and they'll walk by it like it's not even there, and you're sitting right in there looking at them. But these blinds are really cool. I mean, they can go all the way from from $50 up to a couple of hundred.
Yeah, and they hide you from the deer. They're comfortable. They're coming with a free chair.
Oh, I didn't see that. There it is.
No, that's an $85 chair.
Oh, wow.
But it's pretty comfy too. It's better than my office chair.
Yeah. And they know what they want for those office chairs too, don't they?
Yeah.
When we talk about the Hunt and Save sale, you guys have always got all kinds of ammunition and things like that. $50 off Winchester, $380, 95 grain. Oh, we won't go through all of these, but you've got Winchester, Hornady, CCI, Aguila, all kinds. I mean, everything from 9mm to 380 to 233s. You got 30-06, 22 long rifle. The ammo is always a good selection at Home of Economy, but now's the time where guys are starting to sight in their rifles, getting ready for deer hunting and small game hunting and whatever. But always a huge selection of ammunition at Home of Economy too.
Yeah, we've got and a lot of it's on sale, which is sort of a new trick. Been hard to come by ammunition for a while. So.
Yeah. I also wanted to mention too. Yeah. Gosh, that was really bad. Also, you talked about the free chair. If you were to buy a blind, also you get a bow hanger if you buy a ladder or a hang-on stand. Now, guys are out there bow hunting right now, and you think about that after you're up there, and you go, "Wow, I wish I had somewhere to hang my bow," because otherwise it's going to sit on your lap. And that's never any fun either. So I kind of forgot to mention that. And then again, you look at all this ammunition. But there's more to deer hunting too. And you've got, we also mentioned that the game cart, all these things, the clothing, the boots, of course, from head to toe, from your clothing to your stands to your ammunition, pretty much everything for the outdoorsman you can get at Home of Economy.
That's the goal.
It's like, you didn't know that? What are we going to talk about here? How about, let's talk about Bob's Bargain Sale. That's going on until October 31st. We also have a couple of more pamphlets we're going to go through here too. But moisture observer, and this is something, why is it like my garage floor is always wet? What can I do? Is that something that would help that? I don't know.
Well, that's a small thing, so it's probably not. It's more like a closet size.
Okay. Okay. Oh, sure.
But you can. There are chemicals you can put out for the calcium chloride and things like that. Big buckets of chemical. But yeah, garage floors, they sweat.
Mine sweats just horribly bad. You think it'd be, well, anyway. But with the Bob's Bargain Sale, you got the cleaning spray, you got sidewind jacks, folding pair ramps. Folding ramps are great for your four-wheeler, your snowblower. Maybe you go snowblow mom's house or grandpa's place. It's perfect for things like that.
That's a heavy-duty set of ramps, too.
Yeah. And of course, if you're going to throw something on a trailer or in the back of your truck, you got to have ratchet straps, which are, whoever invented ratchet straps, smartest guy in the world, because they are so awesome to have. But and shop towels, another one. You don't realize how much you use shop towels till you spend 10 days in a beat truck and realize how much you use shop towels.
Yeah.
But again, with the Bob's Bargain Sale, I mean, everything from cleaners to jacks to ramps to shop towels. I truly think you guys just have so many sales. You just throw a name on there and put a bunch of stuff in there because you don't know what else to label it as. Am I kind of right?
Well, our problem has always been that we have such a broad variety of product. So yeah, the sales tend to be, like seasonal rather than specific.
Sure.
Specific to a product category or something. Because
and
there are too many.
That exactly, and that makes sense. Why not have ramps and towels at the same sale? We were talking with Paul, the producer, earlier, and he was saying he needs to get some more shovels for winter. It is that time of the year. I'm looking up at the Gear Up for Cold pamphlet right now, and we were talking that I have more than one shovel. I've got my plastic shovel for my deck. I've got my steel shovel for my walkway, but I've also got my aluminum scoop shovel, which I use a lot for the heavy stuff to get it going. But as far as the gear up for cold, I mean, shovels are just the start of it. You've also got the Rocky insulated boots. You've got the Carhartt cotton long sleeve shirts. You got the Sherpa lined vest. You got the midweight sweatshirts. You got muck boots, which I bought a pair of now and I absolutely love. And again, it just goes on and on and on. You throw in some Milwaukee tools in there, but let's talk a little bit about this flyer, Scott. DeWalt, Milwaukee, they're both great brands of tools. And you also got the reinforced tarp in there. I mean, all the kind of things going into winter that we use. You know, you throw in the grease and the grease guns and the transfer tanks and all of that stuff. Gear up for cold is the perfect title for these. All things we're going to go through.
Well, right, yeah. Well, the cold is coming, and again, you know, we're trying to meet people's needs with and that tends to be seasonal here in North Dakota.
Yeah. I've never used one, but the cordless grease guns. Gosh, I bet you they're nice. I've never used one. I don't have to grease things that much, but I know they have them at the farm. And these guys are going through a tube of grease in like 10 minutes. It's nice to have another tool like that. The cordless tools they're coming up with now are crazy.
Yeah, it's that's the way things are going, and of course the cordless grease gun is fast and gives you generally more grease pressure than you generate with a hand operated grease gun. So it's nice. And
it's nice too because sometimes you can't quite get that zerk just right. It basically takes more than two hands sometimes to get a good grease, to grease things up the way they should be. These aluminum scoop shovels, I grew up calling them a grain shovel. Well, I don't scoop any grain with mine, but mine scoops a heck of a lot of snow. Do you use the old grain shovel with your snow removal too?
Oh yeah. No, I mean, how could you not have
I know.
have a grain scoop?
But most snow shovels are just a push shovel. So, and you see people do it all the time. I'm still dumb and do it, but you try to push and scoop away with your push shovel. That's not what they're made for. This is a scoop shovel. This is what this is made for, is to grab it and throw it.
Right. Yeah, you get like my pusher shovel is wide. I've no idea what, 24-inch or something. And so, you're fighting it if you get one side with snow and the other side has less, and it's twisting in your hands. And sometimes around here the snow gets pretty deep. And you just don't want to shovel. You don't want to scoop with a pusher. You don't want to push with a scoop.
Right. Another thing too, boots and winter clothing have changed so much. It used to be the big sorels or sorrels, as we call them, depending on where you're from. Everything's getting more smaller and warmer nowadays. I love the muck boots, but these Rocky boots too. 1,200 gram insulated work boots. They're not heavy. They're not huge. They're not bulky, and they're going to keep your feet dry and warm. All the winter clothes and clothing and boots and shoes that you get at Home of Economy, it's all built for the tundra. It's good stuff.
Well, yeah. That's the goal. We don't want to be selling junk. You can buy that elsewhere, but if you want something that's made right and lasts, come to Home Economy.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's take a look through your top brands only winter catalog if we could.
There's lots of shovels.
Oh boy, there's lots of good things in here. And these are the kind of pamphlets or little catalogs or magazines that I get. And I do the old dream wish thing, and I'll go, okay, you can pick one item off of every page. And I go through there and you're thinking, wow, after about 5 pages, I'm going to have to build a bigger garage. But Cub Cadet, snowblowers, good stuff. Right on page 1 there. You got your pet-friendly ice melt, which is huge when, we've all got dogs and cats. And you need to have the ice melt. But then you get into the next page, and right there you've got Shovel to Go, which is actually a breakdown shovel. You've got aluminum snow pushers. You've got poly snow pushers. You've got the scoop shovels. You've got the wheeled snow pushers. You got the ergonomic, friendly handle snow. Pretty much any kind of snow shovel you guys want, you're going to find at Home of Economy. Okay, Eskimo. Do you ice fish since you're up at the lake?
Yeah, I do ice fish a little bit.
Now, do you have? Everybody's going now with cordless, with gasless. You know the ion. I'm looking at your ion ice augers here. That's kind of the way to go now too, isn't it? You don't get the fumes.
Exactly.
You don't have to deal with something that won't start because let's face it, these small carbureted motors, they're usually pretty finicky. But you don't have to worry about it when you've got these electric ones like that, the cordless ones.
Yeah, the ion is it just changes everything.
Do you know a lot about the North Shore pants? Putting you on the hook here because
I don't.
they're I'm really thinking about getting a pair of those. Those look like they'd be great. Your Eskimo ice houses, the Buffalo chopper mitts, and the Buffalo plaid gloves that you guys have. Now, those are, when you look at those Buffalo choppers, because I think, in my opinion, choppers are warmer than gloves, but that's because your fingers are together and things. But
Right.
there's certain things you can't do with choppers on, like if you're trying to work or on a motor or something. But for like snowmobiling, things like that, ice fishing, I think they'd be great. You've also got the Otter fish houses, all of your ammunition, and then another thing we were talking about too here as you get to the Craftwork stuff, Scott. I need a new dehydrator. We were talking about making jerky and all that stuff, and this is all the kind of the stuff I'm sure you probably own a little bit of everything on these pages too, especially when it comes to the grinders and the stuffers and the dehydrators and things like that.
Well, actually, I used my Traeger grill for my making my jerky, and so no, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't have all of those things. They obviously need them.
I've never ever tried to make breakfast sausage, but you actually have a Backwoods breakfast sausage kit. That's just catching my eye right now. Have you ever tried to make anything like that?
Well, yeah. So when we do some of our events, we use our sausage seasonings.
Okay.
Like when we do Groundhog Day event, and we
Yep.
we have groundhog, So, but
Groundhog.
yeah, we had. These spices are delicious spice
yeah.
packages.
Okay.
They're great. So yeah, we'll do that. For events that we have.
Are Yeti? Are they the way to go now? With the Ramblers, and the cups and the bottles are they kind of the way to go now? Because I know they kind of started that whole type. But it seems like Yeti seems like it's the way to go. And you guys have always got I like the pink ones. Those are pretty cool. But you guys have always got a great selection there, too.
Yeah, we've got a lot of Yeti. And Yeti started that market, the premium drinkware and coolers and things. And they still make the best. There's a lot of knockoffs out there. And those are good.
Sure.
But they're not the best.
Yeah.
And when you get a Yeti on sale, it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, and when you have all of these knockoffs trying to copy the Yeti, it tells you something that they are good. We always talk about Traegers. Of course, you got the Traeger sale. You've got the Ironwoods. You got the Halo griddles. You have the Sportsman's pellet grill, all on sale. And of course, Christmas is coming, and you've got pages of toys for kids. Whether it be small kids or older kids. And then the one that started a tradition for us, not so much anymore that the kids are all grown, but actually started with me being at home economy all the time, and that was Lefse. And it was a tradition for a while. The nieces and nephews and the grandkids would all come out. Of course, now they're all grown and have their own kids. We don't do it as much. But I tell you what, if you want to make Lefse, if you want to make Kroomkaka, any of this kind of stuff, you've got it all. I mean, you've got the Lefse grills. You've got whether they're the non-stick or they're the Teflon or the aluminum. You've got Kroomkaka grills. You've got Lefse mix. You've got the rolling pin and the rolling pin covers. Everything. You can get a whole starter kit for about $150. And I tell you what, when you make your own Lefse and you eat it, it's like anything. The satisfaction you get, good stuff. And all of these traditions can be started by going to Home of Economy like we did.
Well, yeah, and we have everything. Of course, Lefse, we prefer to make it with potatoes.
Yeah.
But there is Lefse mix, and if you wanted to, do it in a little bit of a hurry, or if
Yeah.
you didn't want to do a giant batch, I think it's probably. I've used the mix, and we've done demonstrations, and the mix makes great lefse. So yeah, you can get everything for a holiday baking, and even we're not really big into selling food items themselves,
right.
But as far as lefse goes, yeah, you can buy everything you need in that starter kit.
You also have, and this is kind of new to me for the last couple of years, is that dual basket Vortex air fryer. We got an air fryer, and I tell you what, my wife said to me one day, we should really get an air fryer. And I said, we have one. It's in the garage. She didn't even know I had one. So we started using it, and used it again yesterday. One thing that caught my eye here, and everything is retro. Things go back in time, and they're popular again. One is vinyl records. You guys have got the 5-in-1 Victor turntable with Bluetooth. That is perfect, $78. But I just had to throw that in there. It had nothing to do with food. But you also got the 7.4 quart stand mixers. We talked about the air fryer. You've got coffee makers. You've got the stainless popcorn popper. You've got the fresh popcorn gift sets. All of the good snacky kind of foodie stuff at Home of Economy, like it always is. I mean, you've got rows of stuff that can go down your throat really good. Carhartt, what more can you say, Scott, about Carhartt? I mean, it's got to be the top selling brand for anybody that works outside and even inside. But another game changer, and I use that word a lot, but Carhartt would definitely be at the top. They've got the best cold weather, warm weather, outdoor weather, dirty kind of stuff, clothes. It's all great stuff with Carhartt.
Yeah, that's and we've been with Carhartt for more than probably 50 years at least.
Oh, I'm sure.
And but we were there when nobody knew what Carhartt was. But that if you want something rugged and well made and warm, Carhartt's the go-to. And we're still top Carhartt dealer in the country.
Is that right?
Yeah. So
wow. Not only Carhartt is good for winter, but you also got to throw in, you've got Dickies, you got Wrangler, you got Under Armour, all things that you will find at Home of Economy. Also Igloos and Wells Lamont gloves, probably the most popular gloves you're going to find. You got the Ice Cap overall bibs. You've got the heated jacket with the battery kit, and I know people that wear these things and they love them. Whether it be crew socks, be nice thermal crew socks, maybe you want a beanie, the hat, or maybe you need a lighted beanie. They've got them all. They've got cat stuff, and then of course we talk about the footwear. You got the Fargo 2 boots from Kamek. You got the Kids Snowbuster boots. You got the rubber overshoes. And you can go all the way down. You got the Georgia brand, which I wore for years. You got Muck boots. You got Keen. Clothing, it doesn't matter. In fact, I could, it's funny. I've heard women say, there's nowhere to clothes shop in Grand Forks. Well, I say, I just go to Home of Economy. And they give me that dirty look like, wow. But I can get all my clothes at Home of Economy, and I think most people could.
We have women's workwear. We're not, for me, I don't need to buy my clothes anywhere else.
No.
I think most women probably. That's why you're getting a dirty look.
Yeah,
you don't.
I know. Okay, maybe you're not going to get.
You don't wear dresses.
Yeah, maybe you're not going to get dressed for the ball at Home of Economy, but you'll get dressed for the ride there. DeWalt Tools, big sale there, and now again with the cordless tools, it just more and more. You got the inflator. You got the brushless combo kits, you got the batteries, you got the chainsaws, you got the blowers, you got the grease guns. Same when you go over to Milwaukee. You got the grease guns there. You look at that. You got the lights, the inflator tools, the sawzalls, the chainsaws, the blowers. When you go back into other stuff, you can buy the Crescent 150-piece 1/4 and 3/8 drive professional tool sets. You've got the pry bar sets. You've got the combination wrench sets, the two-wheel hand trucks, all the way to DeWalt, Irwin, Milwaukee, Stanley, Channellock, Lincoln. When it comes to welders, is there anything you guys don't have in Home of Economy?
Nothing that I need.
Dog and cat food, not just dog and cat food at Home of Economy. You can also find stuff for, well, pretty much any critter that you could find around here living on a farm. I think you guys have got pretty much everything covered. Horses, cattle, goats, sheep, dogs, cats,
Chickens.
chickens. I just go off of my neighbors. Mini mules, donkeys, mini goats, sheep, horses, and chickens. Yeah, there we go. Got almost all of it. Got your dog beds. You got your collars. You got your automated cat and dog feeders. Another one, and this is something I'm working on right now, heaters. Portable heaters. Mr. Heater, a great brand to bring along in your deer stand, to bring along in your fish house. Or if you want, you can go all the way up to like the 140,000 BTU kerosene heaters. They will heat your shop or garage or whatever you need to heat in a hurry. All there. Another thing you want to think about, rodent control. How many people right now are in the process of putting their camper away? I'm winterizing my boat right now. I started yesterday, cried the whole time, but all of that kind of stuff to keep the critters out. You got to get something good because those mice will find their way into anything.
Yeah, there's one product that we're not showing here, but one that I really like from Grandpa Gus is a spray. So we've got the sachets and critter crumb, for keeping them out of the buildings and out of the boat. But we also have Grandpa Gus, the amber liquid spray that you spray on the wiring to keep the mice from chewing on your wiring. So all the wiring now is insulated with a plastic that's made from soybeans.
Yeah,
And
right.
apparently it tastes pretty good.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, so we have a mouse repellent that goes on the wires, and I like to mention that because that's such a terrible thing if a mouse gets in and starts chewing wires.
Oh, yes, it is. And it's happened to me before. There's nothing worse, too. It's not a big deal if we get a thunderstorm or wind and we're out of power, but you lose power outside in a blizzard when it's 30 below zero. Awfully nice to have one of those 2,200 watt companion generators that are on sale now. Honda generators, they got to be the best generators out there, aren't they? I would think, at least in my opinion.
Yep. They're quiet, smooth, reliable. Nothing beats a Honda as far as reliability.
Sure. Hey, you even got toilets on sale. How about that? Your heavy duty cords. And folks, there are different types of extension cords. You can get the lighted end. You can get the heavy dutier ones. You can get the ones with the tri-tap, which I like. They've got 3 plugins on the end. Yeah. They've got cold weather extension cords, many different types. Get the right one.
Yeah. Around here, I really believe that you want to get the ones that are flexible in the cold.
Oh, yeah. They'll
you
crack.
Still use them in the summer.
So what if they're a little heavier? Big deal. They're going to last a lot longer. Yeah. Another one, too, is a must. And I put one in my house now a couple of years ago, the programmable thermostats. You got a heck of a deal on them here right now at $24 and $27. They're really nice, to get rid of the old dial one. I also wanted to talk a little bit before we cut you out. We're already 35 minutes into this thing. I wanted to mention somebody on Facebook the other day had put something out about where to bring their snowblower to get it tuned up, ready to go for winter. And besides, and then they named a company. And I, of course, chirped in right away, Home of Economy.
I saw that.
Thank you. Yeah, and you liked it. And but I bet you, and the thing is there's so many procrastinators out there. We all know that. I would imagine Scott's pretty busy back there, but I tell anybody, if you got to get your snowblower done, your mower, whatever it is, bring it out to Home of Economy. Man, you guys do great work. He's fast, he's reliable, and he's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, but they do a great job.
He does. And there was another question about whether we pick up and deliver, which we do.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is he pretty busy back there, I suppose?
Well, I was just in there, and he had plenty of work lined up.
Okay.
But it wasn't to where he was forced out of the room.
Right. And then you also got the big shop back open again. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that's an independent business, but that's Kyle's Customs, and we invited Kyle to come and do the podcast with us, and he's so busy.
Okay.
He does a lot of work for me, and he works on pretty well everything.
All right.
So he's working on a snowmobile of mine. He's working on a motorcycle. He's working on a boat. He's working on a car. rebuilt the front end of my F-250.
Wow.
You know, he owns a machine shop, so he's we didn't invite him to come in until I knew he was
Legit.
a guy that did,
Yeah.
until he was recommended to me. I had him do some work. He's prompt, he's honest, he stands behind what he does, and I wouldn't have invited him to share our space if he wasn't the guy that I thought we needed.
Right. Yeah. You're not going to invite a guy if all of a sudden 4 months later you go, this isn't working. We got to, sorry, man. Yeah.
But I highly recommend Kyle.
Okay.
And, Grand Forks has several good places, and they tend to be booked up pretty deep. Kyle has been able to get things in on a timely basis, so you're not without a car for a month or 3.
Sure. Okay. Folks, you probably got this one in the mail. I know I did, but check out all their flyers. Go to Home of Economy. Whether you're getting ready for winter, just the weather, the move in the snow, the cooking for the holidays or hunting, you're going to find everything at Home of Economy. Everything. Did we miss anything?
Well, there's a million things there. That, still.
There is.
We didn't talk about steel.
Okay.
We do have couple steel chainsaws, the battery electric steel products, and they're on the back cover of the flyer.
Okay.
So you can see them there. But these are good prices on I think what is the top brand of chainsaw and outdoor the handheld power equipment. Nothing beats the steel.
Oh no, for sure. And you guys, you have steel, you have Husqvarna, you got all kinds of chainsaws and things like that too. But are you ready for winter?
Well, I'm not quite ready for the fishing season to be over, but winter's coming, and we aren't going to stop it, so may as well be happy.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Christmas is coming up. The holidays are coming up. You heard us mention, and we're just scratching what's all in here. There's no way to have time to talk about it all, but for everything, check it out. Home of Economy. They've got locations all over the place, but my favorite one's on North Washington and Grand Forks. And before they go, the month. There we go. I'd like to thank Scott for coming in. Thank you for coming in. I can't wait to talk to you guys again. And I'm sure I'll see you at Home of Economy soon. Thank you.
I'll be there.